to bring in a little bit of different flavor here, I wanted to turn to a very well-established program that has a massive global footprint and really has a renowned recognition for their hospitality and customer experience overall. I wanted to turn to get into perspective from Kelly from Dell. Hey, Kelly, you there?
Hi, Marshall.
Hey, good to see you. Thanks for joining us today. So, as you know, I really revere what you're up to there. The entire team is doing amazing work at Dell as far as delivering a truly kind of one-of-a-kind executive briefing experience. Talk to me about the way that you've adapted some of those best practices to fit into this new context that we all find ourselves in.
Yeah, absolutely. What an intro, first of all. So yeah, personalization has always been kind of in our DNA at Dell, and it's been an important part of what we do in the center. So transitioning to this virtual world, it really allowed us to start to get creative again and start to think about, how can we continue to show our customers that we value them, that we value their time, and go a little bit above what they might be expecting. So there are a couple different things that we're trying, and I'll share some of those with you. And the first is pretty simple and zero cost and not a lot of effort, but tends to make a really good first impression, which is virtual backgrounds. And I don't have one today, but what we normally do is create a custom co-branded virtual background for our discussion leaders and our internal sales teams to use during the briefing. And, it's one of the very first things that the customers will see when they're joining the briefing, and it gets a lot of comments. It's a good first impression that the customers are able to see that we took that extra step for them. And throughout the briefing, we'll also use transition slides of the discussion leaders, so the moderator can introduce them and make it feel a little more like a briefing flow rather than a bunch of Zoom meetings strung together. So that's how we kind of use the tool a little bit to personalize it a little bit more. But other than that, we've definitely done some gifts, delivering gift boxes to the customer's home. And more popular recently is using those funds that may have been set aside for customer gifts to donate to a charity. So what we do is we'll take, it's great, especially in these times. So we'll look a little more into the customer and research them on their website, figure out, what their values are, what kind of causes they support, and we'll pick a charity that kind of aligns to those things. And then during the briefing, we'll present a sort of donation certificate to them. And as a thank you for your time and participation in this virtual briefing, we've donated to this particular charity on your behalf. So that's been really popular. As Anthony mentioned, food delivery to their home through Grubhub, Uber Eats, things like that. Always really important. Through the stomach is the best way to get them. And on that note, we've tried a couple other things, like catered breaks is one of the newer things that we're trying out. So if we have a longer briefing, maybe 4 hours or so, and we might have a 20, 30-minute break somewhere in the middle there, we'll send a kit to the customer's home before the briefing, and we can do a coffee break, a chocolate break, and my personal favorite, cheese break. And so we'll send those items to the customer's home. And then during the break, everyone would go, make their pour over coffee and then join each other for some, casual conversation in between these serious briefing discussions. So that one has been fun. And even after the briefing, we'll do virtual happy hours, cooking classes, things like that. So definitely different than in person, but we found some options.
That's fantastic. These are some really exciting ideas. We even knew stuff that I haven't heard before today. So thanks so much for joining us and sharing some of that. I really appreciate your input. Talk soon, Kelly. Thanks a lot.